Hello, people. Welcome to another episode of Grand Football Weekly. It's a new season, and I'm sure you guys will be saying, "Where you been?" I took a break, bro. I took a break. I'm back now. So, game week 1, we are here. Game week 1 starts tomorrow, and it starts with the Premier League champions, Arsenal, going against Coventry. And obviously Coventry are newly promoted and Arsenal are the Premier League champions. Coventry won the championship, so two champions coming against each other, but you know which one's bigger. So yeah, we're going to go for Arsenal to win 3-0. Arsenal to beat Coventry 3-0. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think Arsenal are going to walk through this just like they did at the Community Shield? It's still early days, and if they get all the players that they want, it'll probably be a very long season for every other team. But we'll wait and see. Yeah. So that's the first game, and then Man United will play Hull City. So Hull versus Manchester United, another newly promoted team. So I think Hull City will give it a good go, especially playing at their stadium, playing in their own home ground. Their first game back in the Premier League after a while. So they would give it a very good go, and I see Hull City losing by just a margin. Man United winning 2-1 in this one. So Hull 1, Manchester United 2. Everton versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, this one's going to be a very interesting game. Crystal Palace have a new manager, and Everton still with David Moyes. Can they pull out a win in their first game? I see this game finishing in a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw in this one. Newly promoted side, Ipswich. I'm going to go for Ipswich as they play Sunderland. I'm going to go for Ipswich to lose 2-1 to Sunderland. Sunderland, remember, were a very good side last season, and they're newly promoted side. Can Ipswich do what they did? I'm not sure, but I'm going to go for Ipswich to lose 2-1 to Sunderland. Nottingham Forest versus Leeds. Nottingham Forest have acquired the services of Olivier Glasner, so that's a huge one for them. And I know they've lost Anderson, but they've still kept quite a bit of their players, so that might stand in good stead as they go into this first game of the season. Leeds as well, they've done well, they've bought well. I think they've got Trafford now in goal, so it'll be a very interesting one. And in the pre-season, they actually beat Liverpool. Can you read any meaning into that? You never know. But this game, I see them losing to Nottingham Forest only because of the Glasner factor. I don't know what he's done with them in pre-season, but I'm sure he'd have gotten them ready for this new season. And I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest to beat Leeds 3-2. Brentford versus Tottenham. Brentford were the surprise team last season. Everyone thought they would go down, but they didn't. So I'm going to say that Brentford would have a good game against Tottenham, but not good enough to win the game. So I'm going to go for Tottenham, who have bought well, and more players might still be rumored to be coming. So Tottenham might just be different this season, probably not fighting relegation like they've done in the last 2 seasons. So I see Tottenham winning this one and making a statement that this season we are ready for a battle. So I'm going to go for Tottenham to win 3-1 away from home. Brighton versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa recently lost the Super Cup, and they've lost quite a bit of players as well. So I'm not sure how they would cope in this first game of the season. Brighton, they've bought some players, they've lost some as well, but I'm sure they've kept a good crop of their players. And I think they have the opportunity of playing Europe this season as well. I'm not sure. I'm sure they're in Europe, Brighton. So that might, hamper what would happen to them this season. But for this first game, I'm going to go for a draw. Both teams to draw 1-1. 1-1. This one's finishing. And then we have Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Man City, Bournemouth. It'll be interesting to see how this one goes, but I'm going to say that Man City, based on what happened in the, Community Shield, they would want to make amends for that. They would want to come out playing better than what they did in that game. So I'm going to go for Man City to beat Bournemouth. Remember, Bournemouth were the one that caused Arsenal to win the league. The last game, well, not the last game, but the game that sealed the victory for Arsenal. So they'll probably want to have some revenge. And now Iraola is not there, they could cause some damage. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 win in this game. 3-1. They'll win 3-1. Newcastle versus Liverpool. The Isak derby. Yeah, because Isak, well, we're assuming would play this one. I don't think he played the last one or wasn't ready for the last one. But this one, I see him playing and, causing damage to Newcastle. Newcastle have lost quite a bit of players as well. They've lost Tonali, they've lost Gordon, they've lost Gumares, so these players are part of their main force in the team. So to lose those amount of players and more might be rumored to be going as well. So I'm going to say Liverpool away from home would beat Newcastle 3-1. 3-1. I'm going to go for 3-1 for that one. Yeah. And the final game for the week, which will be played on Monday, is Fulham versus Chelsea. Fulham versus Chelsea. This one's interesting because both managers have played for Liverpool. Both managers have played for Real Madrid. Both managers have managed Real Madrid. So this one, I can't call it. I can't call it, but you would say Chelsea should have the upper hand because they've bought quite a few players and they've got a more experienced manager. So I'm going to go for Chelsea to win by a slim margin. Chelsea to beat Fulham 2-1. Yep. Let me know your own predictions for game week 1. Game week 1 is always interesting because not everyone might be in their best form, but everyone would turn up just to make sure they start racking up those points from the get-go. So we'll see how these games turn out. There might be some surprise results, I reckon, but this is the Premier League. This is the Premier League. So let us know in the comment section what you think. And this is how we're going to be operating for most of the games this season. We're going to be doing it as we move along. Yeah, on the road. I'm not driving. You can see I'm parked. So we'll do this and then I'll be on the road most times. Right? I'll see you guys in the next one. Love for the love. Bye for now.